Hey everyone, what is up? It's Blim. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, hope you're all having a great day so far. Wow, there is so much drama kicking off right now with Gabby HANNA, with Trisha Paytas. It's a lot. Wow. So this video is going to be like a part one of the Gabby HANNA stuff because honestly, there's so much and her series is still ongoing. I did say that I would be watching Gabby HANNA's series and then kind of responding to it in video. So I have been watching the episodes that she's put out so far. And honestly, I wouldn't even call it a series. I would more call it something like Gabby HANNA screaming into the void, just kind of recording herself on camera, talking about stuff. And also, she's lying a lot. She's playing the victim a lot, in my opinion. You know, it's not something that I think she's put a lot of work into. She's pulling up a few receipts here and there, but that's about it, in my opinion. She's just making herself look worse with these videos that she's been putting out. But we're going to get into a little bit of what's been going on. Everything from her Instagram story that she first talked about the series going, oh yeah, it's art to me and all of this. I'm like, girl, it is not art. It is just you sitting in front of a camera talking. Anyone can do it. Twitter the last few days has been awash with everyone talking about Gabby HANNA and this series. Honestly, part of me thinks that's what she wants. So I'm like, are we all giving her what she wants by making our videos and talking about it? Probably, but you know, I'm going to do it anyway. Because I've been seeing so much that I want to talk about, so much that I don't agree with on Gabby's part going on. So the way that I'm going to handle this one, I'm probably going to do it in two parts. Because Gabby's series is allegedly 12 or 13 episodes long, there was no way that I wanted to make one big roundup video about the whole thing. So I'm going to split it into two. This one, of course, is going to be a voiceover. Sorry about that, but I've got other videos that I want to get on and make today as well, which I will be on camera for. So this one is just going to be a voiceover, a bit of a roundup of the situation with Gabby so far, the people that have reacted to Gabby's series. So let's get into it.
What the fuck is going on in here on this day?
Yeah, it is art to me. Like, it's a piece about, like, a girl literally watching therapy, like her therapy sessions, but the therapist is my camera, and I'm unloading in a way that I could never do in therapy, because of fear of judgment or time limit or confusion, like human error. Like, it's just me, dude. Like, I don't have to explain and over explain because I already know what's going on. You know what I mean? But like, yeah, like even just trying to explain to somebody how my job works. You know what I mean? It's just too hard, man. So yeah, I think it's like a really cool series, and I'm really proud of it. Like, I'm really proud of it for a lot of reasons, because I can see myself grow as a person, an artist, and an editor too. You'll definitely notice as the series goes on, like you'll see the editing change, because it goes from like super shoddy to like kind of dope. And I like taught myself how to like animate graphics and shit, just because like, yeah, I don't know, I explore myself like artistically and creatively a lot in it. Like, this series has opened me up in like such a cool fucking way, and like I've truly found myself and who I am as an artist, which people think is me being crazy or losing my mind, which maybe it is, but like that's just who I am.
I'm going to start off on the second episode of this series because the first episode I was like, nah, not really that much going on, not really that much to talk about in my opinion. The first episode was just a bit kind of nothing. But then the second episode, oh my God. Gabby chose to unleash hell on a lot of the drama channels who've reported on her on the internet over the time of her career. She chose to come for all the drama channels, tea channels, all that kind of stuff. And honestly, in my opinion, this didn't show her in the best light at all. If you are an influencer on the internet, drama channels are going to talk about you. That's always something that you're just going to have to deal with. You know, I'm not saying that slander and stuff like that is okay, of course, but Gabby HANNA, this was all started because Gabby HANNA, once upon a time, made a video that included some footage of a girl called Bianca Devins who was murdered. Then that led to Bianca Devins' family receiving pictures that were grotesque of their daughter's murder and things like this. Gabby HANNA is blaming drama channels for that happening, even though drama channels literally had nothing to do with that, in my opinion. I've been following this situation, and what I've seen is drama channels have reported on what Gabby did. And it's not the fact that Gabby did what she did, but now the fact that Gabby did what she did in talking about Bianca Devins. Gabby keeps on bringing this up. It's Gabby who is stirring the pot. It's Gabby who keeps bringing this to light. Therefore, drama channels are continuing to talk about it now. And this drama is becoming never ending because Gabby keeps on bringing it up. If you're Gabby Hanna, you're an influencer, you're a music artist, you're somebody who works on the internet, drama channels will make videos about you and there's nothing that you can do to stop that. Sad, but it's the truth. Nothing you can do to stop it. So this, again, like the case of Rachel Oates, the author, making a video that was critiquing Gabby's book. This is drama channels making videos critiquing Gabby Hanna's behaviour and Gabby then getting her knickers in a twist about it. And in doing so, bringing this topic of Bianca Devins up all over again so that the family probably have to see this on the internet all over again because of Gabby Hanna.
She was harmed by you, that you exploited her daughter, and you have not apologized. And I have, for her sake, because she was getting so much shit just from you guys talking about it and exploiting her in that way. I did the right thing. I went in silently and tried to hide it and blur it to calm people down over it quietly because this should have never been news. Did you donate any of the money you made on those videos to the foundation that I have put out publicly, that I've called you to donate to? That's fine. Nobody can take your money from you. You earn that money. You do whatever you want. But you need to apologize to Bianca's mother. And I know that I will never get an apology from you for what you did to me, for gaslighting me, for making me the scapegoat to your disgusting exploitation. I know I will never get that, and that is okay.
But Gabby, is that really the truth? No, I think Gabby is twisting things a lot here because Ready to Glare, who is one of the channels that Gabby Hanna went on to name when she was calling all these drama channels out for exploiting the Bianca Devins situation, Ready to Glare actually apologised for what she saw as her part in the situation. And then there is this comment from Bianca Devins' family saying, no, it wasn't necessary for you to apologise. It wasn't needed at all. So Gabby is calling all of these T channels and drama channels out of their name, making out that they were the ones who did something wrong, when in actuality, this all started with Gabby. If Gabby hadn't made that content, including Bianca Devins, then none of this would ever have started.
Share the petition to enact laws so that this can never happen again with your audience. Hold yourself accountable to the same standards that you hold everybody else. What they did was evil, and they profited off of it, and then they're posting about their Teslas. Angelica Oles, you started this thing. You absolutely, above all, need to take accountability for that. Apologize to the family. They're deeply hurt and were deeply affected, and were faced with the images of their daughter's dead body because of you and the campaign that you spearheaded. Apologize. Send this petition to your followers. Dustin Daly, The Viewer's Voice, Repzilla, Anna Oop, Spill Sesh, all the rest of you who are too cowardly to put your face behind your name, you need to issue an apology. You need to issue a retraction. You need to share this petition with your audience and let them know that what you did is not okay, but that they can help ensure that it will never happen again.
Again, this is more manipulation from Gabby Hanna as far as I'm concerned, because girl, we have seen Gabby Hanna calling out Dustin Daly and being vile to Dustin Daly over the death of his own sister. So really, Gabby Hanna is in no position to talk about anybody else exploiting the death of somebody. Not at all. Not when she's done exactly the same thing to other people. All this is doing, Gabby calling out all the T channels, drama channels, etc., etc. It's making it very clear that Gabby needs to take her own advice.
Or you can also admit that you actually don't hold yourself to the same standards that you hold everybody else to, and that you don't actually care about Bianca. And you don't care about Bianca's family, because you started a campaign that hurt her tremendously, and then you never apologized, you never donated the money, you never helped share the petition that could actually help her family and future families who have to go through something this horrible.
Honestly, pot, kettle, black. This you, Gabby? Wow, playing the victim card, so defensive, so impulsive, can't take accountability for your actions, can't admit you're wrong. Look at those crocodile tears. Oh wait, that's me, right? So this was Gabby in 2020 to Dustin Daily. Now let's move on to Gabby's video where she was allegedly taking accountability for racist actions, racist jokes that she's committed in the past.
It's embarrassing and it's uncomfortable.
I love running through black neighborhoods with my shirt off. I'm gonna steal all of your baby daddies.
I can't say that it was okay at the time because I remember there being a lot of comments of people being like, this is racist. And in my head, I said, no, it's not, because I love black people and I've grown up with black people and I'm friends with these black people and all my black friends are co-signing it. And it was a parody of my friend Eric's Vine, and I did what I thought was the inverse white version of it.
I like running through white people neighborhoods with my shirt off.
I'm gonna steal all your stuff.
But what I didn't understand is that what Eric was saying and what his commentary was white people look at black people as thieves. And that was his joke that he made as a black person, saying like, haha, look, I'm shirtless, I must be about to steal all your shit. And then I did one saying, I'm going to steal all your baby daddies, which is racist for a lot of reasons. It's basically saying that I, as a white woman, can swoop in and steal all of the black men. It's also kind of a commentary on the statistics of black men leaving families and single parent households, which is a real issue, and it is not my place to make a joke about it. Once I finally came to that realization, it was just like I didn't know how to address it, and I also had a lot of defenses and ego up. So yeah, that sucked, and I'm really sorry for that and for perpetuating that stereotype and that narrative, and for ignoring the voices that were trying to tell me that I was wrong, because so many people were telling me I was right. And I think that's why it's so important to actually talk about this, because the reason that I was perpetuating that humor, and please don't take this as me trying to justify, but it is important that that was the humor that I was raised on. That was what was funny in media. That's what was popular on Vine. And as somebody trying to be popular on Vine, I did that. And in doing that, the people below me, who were, I say below me and like looking up to me as a figure of a career they wanted to emulate, they saw me making that type of jokes, and then they perpetuated that jokes. Or at school or in another setting that wasn't a content creation setting, it also, you know, I don't know how you were talking to your friends or treating your friends in those situations, because I was showing that this was funny and this was okay. That by far was not my only racially charged joke. Like I had one, basically the punchline was just having a black person pull a gun on me.
And then I said, do it yourself, I'm not your slave.
Bitch, whip my ass.
And again, at the time, people were like, this is racist. And I'm like, I'm in a room full of black people. Obviously, I'm not racist. This is okay. I'm being co-signed by other creators. I also want to take the moment here to say that by no means am I like putting blame on black creators, because another thing that has come to light for me, at least, it's always been there, but it took a while for me to find it, is that black creators, actors, comedians, oftentimes forced into playing that role of the stereotypical black person, the token black person, to get the laugh. And if they want to work and they want to succeed and they want to collaborate with the big white creators who are getting to the top, they have to do those things. And I unfortunately put a lot of my friends in those situations, and I don't want anybody else to do that because they saw me do it and think it was okay.
This tweet perfectly sums up the way that I feel about Gabby Hanna and her apology for the racist jokes and everything. Fatsa Jack on Twitter said, well, thank God Gabby gave us all the white privilege perspective on how racism works. It's not my apology to accept, so I have no comment there. But I really wish she'd stop trying to turn her fuck-ups into some condescending TED Talk for her audience. Bang, smack, that is the sound of the nail being hit firmly on the fucking head. But Gabby Hanna doesn't stop at exploiting people's deaths or making racist jokes and all those fuck-ups. Oh no, Gabby Hanna also doxes children. Minors. She doxes children. Gabby Hanna, a 30-year-old woman, doxes kids to feel better about herself. That is just fucking sad. Not only is it wrong, it's sad, it's desperate, it's cringy, and it's dangerous. However, the one thing that really stuck out to me about Gabbie's video apologising to people that she's hurt was that she never bothered to apologise to Jessie Smiles. Now, Jessie Smiles, if you don't know, Jessie Smiles was allegedly assaulted by somebody who Gabby hung around with, and Gabby kind of stuck up for Jessie's assaulter, which was very weird behaviour. So Gabby, to me, does strike me as a bit of an R-word apologist, and that is just something that I noticed in this apology video, that she really didn't mention Jessie Smiles. She didn't apologise. And then the hashtag apologise to Jessie Smiles started kind of trending on Twitter. There was also a phone call released from Jessie Smiles about this whole situation with Gabby befriending Jessie's rapist, and it was disturbing. It was very upsetting to hear. I've included that in another video that I made on Gabby, so I'm not going to include that in this one. But after that, I just can't stick up for Gabby at all. But for now, let's go back to the topic of Gabby Hanna doxing children.
So years later, I find, okay, I went a little bit crazy. So I DM'd the kid because I wanted to do an interview with him and be like, hey, why did you do this? Because so many of them were such a fucking stretch. So years later, I find the guy, and then I may have found his full legal name and address and his parents' name and where he went to school. But that's only because, like, I wanted to know why somebody did this. Like, dead ass, I was like, hold on. Not any better. I just wanted to know, like, why he did it. Like, why did he target me out of all of the other influencers who, like, don't get me wrong, I was a hack.
When you're on the internet, there's always going to be drama channels making videos about you. So if you're somebody like Gabby who does crazy things on the internet, the drama channels are going to talk. You can't avoid that. So when this kid made these videos about Gabby, she chose to dox them. In my opinion, that is not appropriate at all. It's dangerous. It's putting the kid in real danger. Then both Joey Graceffa and Daniel Preda have come out recently making videos about Gabby Hanna and her performance and her antics on the set of Escape the Night. In Gabby's video on this, she was claiming that as she was in recovery from an ED, nobody got her healthy food choices on the set of Escape the Night. Daniel Preda last night in his video, it was a 60-minute video. In his video last night, he threw up all the receipts and all the proof that there were in fact so many healthy choices there for Gabby. She was provided for. So for Gabby to say that she wasn't, that was just an outright lie. Also, both Daniel and Joey brought up the fact that Gabby would do things like not turn up to costume fittings and then complain when her costume didn't fit. They also both mentioned the fact that Colleen Ballinger was on set with them and she just had a baby. She was literally breastfeeding on set. While Gabby was complaining about not having the right snacks and all of this, her costume not fitting, Colleen Ballinger was breastfeeding on set whilst having hair and makeup done, everything like that. Didn't complain once. So Gabby was behaving like a complete diva with the rest of the cast, upsetting everybody, expecting things to be changed on set for her, expecting everyone else to work around her when it wasn't even her show. In regards to Gabby using having ADHD and also recovering from an ED as an excuse or some kind of leverage for her shitty behaviour and to explain away the way that she's treated people, Nick Snyder tweeted out, as someone who suffered from an eating disorder during my time as a model, it's upsetting to see someone like Gabby Hanna weaponising such a serious thing in order to paint herself as the victim and place the blame on others. I completely agree with that because honestly, even myself as somebody who has battles with their own mental things. You know, we all have things going on in our lives. We all deal with things, but that is not an excuse to treat people like crap. Daniel Preda also spoke about this quite a bit in his video last night.
I have a big issue with her using ADHD as an excuse for that. Having ADHD or any mental health issues, first of all, does not allow you to act like that. While everybody is different and I respect that, I personally have ADHD, I have anxiety, I have depression, but I'm an adult and I have, for the past 10 years, I have taken care of that. I'm very lucky to be able to be on a medication that works for me. I go to therapy, I work out almost 7 days a week to some capacity, and I know who I am. And I do not let my issues with mental health reflect who I am as a person. When I come on set, I'm there to work, I'm there to treat other people with respect, and I'm there to have a great attitude and collaborate with people, period. And that is something that I had a major issue with in Gabby's video. Her using that as an excuse is not an excuse. For me. I don't know if it is for you, but for me, I don't think so. Okay, let's take it back to season 2, where the issues began. A lot of her behavior on season 2 was reflected in season 4. However, the way that I think, and a lot of other creatives think, shit may happen on set, but at the end of the day, if the big picture is that it's an amazing show, that is what we focus on. However, that does not take away from the behavior that was exuded on set by Gabby. I think one of the biggest issues of season 2 was the clash between Gabby and a lot of the other female co-stars. There was a lot of jealousy, there was a lot of competition. I don't know why. We were all there to have a good time. We were there to film this awesome show and really just put on a good time for you guys. So, you know, we had Tana, we had Andrea Russett, we had Laura DIY, we had Liza Koshy. I'm blanking right now. You get it, I'll pop up the billboard. There were issues with everybody, but they all stem from Gabby. Gabby was extremely rude to Tana. Tana was very new to fame, to influence, to having a following at the time, and there was a lot of bullying from Gabby's end to Tana, which I believe Tana has talked about publicly many times. And the same thing with Liza. I really think there was just a weird dynamic of having somebody who's a competitor from Vine and YouTube on the same show that you are. And I really think that Gabby was just not confident in herself and needed to act up and act like a massive diva on set just to outshine everyone else. But like I said, at the end of the day, she was very, very entertaining, and that's what came across on camera. But unfortunately, along the way, she did screw it up for a lot of people, and she did cause a lot of harm. Moving on, fast forwarding to season 4, the initial concept for season 4 was a brand new season, but we ended up going with an all-stars theme, which the network, YouTube, liked more. So we went out to Gabby. Gabby in her video says that we begged her to be on the show, that Joey and I were begging her.
And Joey and Daniel are like, please, we really want you to be a part of the show. We loved you in season 2.
Nobody was begging you, girl. At this point, your reputation was preceding you, but there was a lull in her dramas online at the time, and she was in a pretty good light, so the network approved her. Nobody was begging her to be on the show. To be on Escape the Night is an amazing opportunity. It is on a massive platform. You're on billboards all across the United States. You're paid, obviously. You are hand-selected by executives, or you're allowed to be by the top executives at YouTube. Your videos are also pushed into another algorithm because you're being seen more on a weekly basis when the show rolls out. Also, the whole VidCon element, you're on this panel with 10 top creators and 10 massive creators in front of a sea of thousands of fans. There's so many opportunities for growth, for connection, for collaboration with other people.
Honestly, props to Daniel Preda and Joey Graceffa for their videos on this situation. These videos were like 45 minutes and 60 minutes. I sat through them both. And honestly, during Joey's video, I could not stop laughing. He got Gabby good. He really got her good. If you haven't checked out Joey's video on this and you've been following the Gabby thing, definitely go and check Joey Graceffa's video out because it was hilarious. It was the drag of the century. Everyone on Twitter was talking about it. It made me laugh. And yeah, I know it might sound like I'm laughing at Gabby's misfortune here, but at the end of the day, I feel like Gabby has very much done this to herself, really. Gabby is the one who started doing this series, trying to paint herself as the victim, and it's backfiring on her now, in my opinion. You know, people are calling her out for her lies, like Daniel was done with the receipts about the food and the snacks, all this drama. So I'm watching the situation still. You know, the situation is ongoing. I probably will make one more video on this because there's another 6 or whatever parts to Gabby's series to get through. You know, pray for me. Lol. But I'm going to get through it. And yeah, I really just said lol. That's cheesy. I hate that. Anyway, guys, I'm going to love you and leave you on this one. But do let me know all your thoughts and opinions on the situation with Gabby so far. Are you Team Gabby or are you not Team Gabby? Me, personally, I'm not Team Gabby on this one. I just can't believe what she is doing. The mess is overflowing. Too much. She's doing too much. And I'm going to get on with making some more drama videos because there's so much going on right now. And I'm sitting here laughing. I'm like, wow, girl, I better get a face on and get to it. So I'm going to love you and leave you on this one, guys. Take care. Stay safe. Stay well. Thank you for watching and I'll see you soon. Bye.
What if I'm the monster that's been here all along?